Welcome to yet another edition of Power Wheel. This week's edition is special. This is because we will bring to you a feature chronicling the commissioning of transformers by the Transmission Company of Nigeria under the watch of the dynamic leadership of the company's Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Usman Gur Mohammed. Come with me as I take you on this journey of landmarks throughout the geopolitical zones of Nigeria. I am Chinwenwa Anyao.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, has installed over 18 power transformers using in-house engineers since February 2017. The projects occupy a critical space in the execution of the Transmission Rehabilitation and Expansion Program (TREP) of the public utility. Our documentary focuses on these various transformer projects that have added over 1,000 megavolt ampere MVA capacity for wheeling bulk electricity to the distribution companies, DISCOs, to improve supply to the end users. Residents of Kefi town in Nasarawa State thronged en masse to the Kefi transmission substation of TCN in January this year to receive the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, who arrived to commission a 60 MVA transformer to improve electricity supply across over 10 other towns. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, lauded TCN for the speedy achievements.
I thank you very much for your hard work, but there is still more work ahead. The only reward you will get for hard work is more work, and the appreciation by the citizens of Nigeria.
At the occasion, the Managing Director of TCN, Mr. Usman Gur Mohammed, said the project was a 200% increase in the transmission capacity of the existing 30 MVA substation.
This substation and many others which Honorable Minister is going to commission between this month and March are part of the success of our new strategy in project implementation that significantly empower the regional offices.
The Emir of Kefi, Dr. Shehu Usman Yamusa III, was grateful to the Minister and the TCN head.
This development will increase the power in Kefi, and most of our transformers are old, and we'll need more transformers if it is possible.
I did that on behalf of the Honorable Minister.
In February, TCN demonstrated yet its capacity to expand the national grid as it added 200 MVA transformers to the Katampe and Apo substations to improve electricity supply in the Federal Capital Territory, FCT, and its environs. The Minister of State to Power, Works and Housing, Surveyor Suleiman Hassan Zarma, who represented the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Raji Fashola, said,
with the commissioning of the two 100 MVA 132 by 33 kV transformers, the communities listed below are expected to experience remarkable improvement in power supply. Gwarimpa, Life Camp, Jabi, and part of Lugbe and Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, all located within the Federal Capital Territory.
Mr. Mohammed, during the event, said the 100 MVA was added to the old 120 MVA capacity at Katampe.
The existing capacity in Katampe is 120 megawatts. With this addition of 100 megawatts, it means that the capacity of Katampe has increased to 220 megawatts. So with that development, it means that we have met the N-1 criteria here in Katampe, meaning if one transformer fell in Katampe, the society will not feel it. That means Abuja Disco will not lose electricity because one of them has failed. So at the same time, we have also completed a 100 MV at Apple. At the same time, it has been commissioned and put to service also at the same time as this time. Now, at Apple, we have 190 megawatt capacity. We have added another 100 megawatt. It means we have 290 megawatt in Apple.
Not resting on its oars, TCN in a short time again completed installation of a 60 MVA transformer at the 132 by 33 kV Karo substation within the FCT using its in-house engineers. TCN Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Osman Gur Mohammed, had visited the substation recently to assess the installation works on the transformer that replaces the second faulty transformer to deliver more electricity to the environs. The station supervisor, Engineer Naphtali Ilya Kondepomi, said the substation has its full capacity restored to supply 96 megawatts of electricity to Karo and its environs.
By the time this one is in place, there will be constant light, there will be constant supply within the environment. There's going to be full supply, there won't be any interruption.
Away from the FCT and its environs, TCN moved to expand the national electricity grid in the eastern part of the country. While playing host to the 26th monthly power sector meeting in Umuahia, Abia State, TCN commissioned 100 MVA transformer in the states. The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, commissioned the 40 MVA mobile transformer at Umuahia substation in company of the Abia State Governor, Okezie Ikpeazu, before the meeting began. He said,
the existing capacity is 80 MVA. This mobile transformer adds another 40 MVA and increase that capacity to 120.
Governor Ikpeazu, shortly before cutting the tape, said,
"In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit."
At the Abbas substation, where TCN commissioned a 60 MVA transformer, the MD, Mr. Mohammed, was represented by the head transmission service provider, TSP, Mr. Victor Adewumi.
The import of this is that the entire community number will have more regular power supply. We have 3 other key projects that is ongoing in Abia State.
The Deputy Governor of Abia State, Mr. Ude Okochukwu, said the substation expansion was of great impact to the many small and medium-scale enterprises in Abia.
And whatsoever you need from us as a state, will be there for you to ensure that the other 3 ongoing projects at Mbalama, and is completed as soon as possible.
The Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, in May 2018, inspected another newly installed 2 by 60 MVA, 132 by 33 kV transmission transformers, along with 4 33 kV feeders upgrade at the New Haven TCN substation in Enugu.
There are 4 new feeders that will be dedicated by the DISCO because they are the ones who know their customers. So they are the ones who will decide who is going to receive it.
In the South-South region, 60 MVA transformers were commissioned at the Calabar and Uyo transmission substations of TCN, respectively, in April this year. The head transmission service provider, TSP, of TCN, Victor Adewumi, said,
"In the last 1 year, TCN engineers have installed several power transformers and other equipment using in-house capacity."
Oyoita, shortly before commissioning the transformer, said the upgraded transmission substation was to improve power supply for customers of the Port Harcourt Electricity Distribution Company, PHEDC, across 10 key areas in the states. At Uyo substation, which also saw a new 60 MVA transformer commissioned, Adewumi said,
"With the commission of this 60 MVA, it has now increased the capacity of this substation to 180 MVA capacity."
Akwa Ibom State Governor Emmanuel Udom, who commissioned the transformer, said,
"We hereby commission this new 1 by 60 MVA transformer in the name of God the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Let's take a break for a message. Our documentary continues. Please stay with Power Wheel.
The Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. We transmit bulk electricity from power generating companies, GenCos, to distribution load centers of various distribution companies, DISCOs. Nationwide, we do not generate electricity, neither do we distribute same directly to electricity consumers. TCN has two business units: the Transmission Service Provider, TSP, and Independent System Operations, ISO. The ISO comprises of System Operation, SO, and Market Operation, MO. The business units all perform specialized functions under the TCN umbrella. Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN, wielding power for national economic growth. This message is brought to you by the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN.
Welcome back from the break. The documentary on the commissioning of transmission transformers continues.
Channeling its expansion drive to the southwest region, the only transmission firm in the electricity value chain in Nigeria commissioned several transformers in the region while the installation of more and other projects were ongoing. TCN MD and CEO Mr. Mohammed commissioned the Alimosho 132 by 33 kV transmission substation, where it replaced a 30 MVA transformer with 100 MVA capacity and upgraded the entire station to 230 MVA from the existing 160 MVA capacity.
This will translate to improve power supply to the residents of Alimosho and all the places that are taking the supply from this substation, Gowon Estate, Shagari, and all of them. That's what it will translate to improve in the power supply. But you see, we don't supply them directly. We supply Ikeja Disco. So it's left for Ikeja Disco to take the supply and radiate additional feeders to feed their customers.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources, Lagos State, Bade Adebowale, who commissioned the transformer, said,
"The landmark achievements of the Transmission Company of Nigeria in upgrading transmission infrastructure and facilities have been veritable tools for the Lagos State government in the realization of its embedded power program." Transmission Company of Nigeria essential power equipment. Alimosho TS 100 MVA power transformer. Contractor, China Energy Engineering Group. Saying Power Design Institute Company Limited. So Tiola Energy, commissioned by Mr. Babatunde R. Fajora. Okay, the Honorable Minister for Power, Work and Housing.
Another landmark commissioning was that of the 2 by 60 MVA, 132 by 33 kV Odogunyan substation in Lagos, still under the Transmission Rehabilitation and Expansion Plan (TREP) of the Transmission Company of Nigeria, TCN. Well on ground to commission the substation was the Minister of Power Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola. He said,
"We have built here enough capacity and some redundancy for Ikeja Distribution Company to provide power to its end users."
Fashola also lauded TCN for raising the wheeling capacity of the transmission grid.
From a capacity of just 5,000 in 2015, when you elected President Buhari, his team have built your transmission grid capacity to over 7,000 megawatt carrying capacity. And we are not done, because there is more to come. So when people ask you, what does change mean? One of the things that you should tell them is that one of the things that change means is that Buhari has expanded your transmission capacity by adding 2,000 megawatts and is not finished.
The minister reassured that government was committed to completing many power projects in that over 90 transmission projects have been slated for commissioning by TCN before the end of the year, stabilizing electricity distribution and expand the grid capacity. Playing host to the minister, the managing director of TCN, Usman Guru Mohammed, lauded him for the support TCN is getting to execute the many projects.
Under the leadership of the Honorable Minister, we have been able to achieve a lot. As at December, when the last commission was done, TCN transmission had a capacity of 7,124. And after that, we have added so many other substations. And generation was 7,000 megawatts, and distribution, if you look at last time, we had a distribution was 5,224.
The member representing Ikorodu Federal Constituency at the House of Representatives, Babajimi Adegoke Benson Ikorodu, said the project will enable more electricity to be supplied to his constituents in the state. The impact of TCN has also been felt in Ogun State, where 2 projects were commissioned recently. The company installed and commissioned a new 60 MVA transformer at the Abeokuta transmission substation. The Minister of State to Power, Works and Housing, Surveyor Suleiman Hassan Zarma, who visited the substation during an inspection tour, said,
This used to be a 90 MVA station served by 3 units of 30 MVA. 2 units were removed and replaced by 2 60 MVA. That is bringing it up to now 150 MVA. And you've also had, with that, it will increase the wheeling capacity of power onto the distribution companies. You've also heard that there are another line that is coming, that is being worked upon now by TCN to increase the flexibility of power supply to around these places.
The Assistant General Manager, AGM Transmission, Papalanto Sub-Region of TCN, Engineer Adeonikpekun Adeshina, said the upgraded 150 MVA substation will ensure the delivery of more electricity to power consumers.
We have in Meko town, we have UNAB. It used to be on a dedicated feeder, but because of low level of the energy we have, we lashed it with some other feeder. But by the time this project comes up fully, I can tell you UNAB will have its own steady supply, and places like Owode, Lagos Road, and some parts of Shagam, because we have a Shagam feeder too from here, will really enjoy the installation.
There was a similar excitement at Ijebu-Ode in Ogun State, where another 60 MVA transformer was energized and commissioned in June, the Ijebu-Ode substation capacity to 120 MVA. The Managing Director, CEO, TCN, Mr. Usman Guru Mohammed, at the commissioning ceremony said,
TCN engineers are building substation on an island in Lagos. There's a place they call Elashe. TCN engineers are building substation. And so they are building it at a cost of about 10% of what we normally pay contractors. So this is the TCN that we are trying to position today.
Chairman of Ijebu-Owumba in Ijebu-Ode, Chief Olaiya Olaribibe, who represented the Awujale of Ijebuland, Oba Sikiru Adetona, lauded TCN for the project. The Chief of Staff to the Governor of Ogun State, Mr. Tolu Odebiyi, applauded the MD of TCN for the passion he is putting in transforming TCN, as he appreciated President Muhammadu Buhari towards transforming the country, saying,
A lot of installation is going on, all the necessary infrastructure that needs to be put in place. You see, one of the things that we don't realize is that for any development to take place, for any industrialization to take place, especially like the way we are doing in Ogun State, the foundation has to be laid right. No matter how much we are doing industrialization, if power is a major impediment, then you cannot develop as much as you can.
He officially commissioned a new installation in the company of Mr. Mohammed, the representative of the Awujale of Ijebu-Ode, and the head transmission service provider, TSP, of TCN, Mr. Victor Adewumi.
To the glory of God,
and to benefit of mankind, most especially the good people of Ijebu-Ode and its environment, and by extension of the state, I, the Chief of Staff of Ogun State, representing His Excellency Senator Ebekele Amosu, hereby commission the 60 MVA 132 33 kV power transformer in the Ijebu-Ode transmission substation this day, the 28th June 2018.
Covering the Northeast region, TCN in May 2018 commissioned multiple transformer projects in Gombe, Bauchi, and Mayo Belwa in Adamawa State. At the Bauchi substation, where a 60 MVA transformer installed by in-house engineers was commissioned, Mr. Mohammed said,
all the localities that are around here, including Bokoro, Das, and all the other places that are around this place. And also, we expect that Just Disco will redact their network to ensure that they pick the lot.
The TCN head said the company commissioned a 40 MVA transmission substation in Mayo Belwa, Adamawa State, and a 30 MVA transformer in Gombe substation to further stabilize the electricity grid in the Northeast region. Bauchi State Governor Mohammed Abdullahi Abubakar was delighted over the projects, as he said,
I'm indeed very, very happy to be the one to perform the commissioning of this 1x60 MVA transformer in Bauchi State. To so many people, the meaning of this may be lost to them. But to me and to the entire good people of Bauchi State, this is a very great development. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent, the most merciful, I hereby commission this 1x60 MVA transformer for the use of the good people of Bauchi State. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
TCN, under the leadership of Mr. Usman Guru Muhammad and the supervision of Mr. Babatunde Fashola, the Minister of Power Works and Housing, have made giant leaps in the Northwest. It recently commissioned 330 MVA capacity transformers at Zaria, Kakuri, and Mando substations in Kaduna State to improve energy delivery in the region. Fashola, who paid a courtesy visit to the Emir of Zazzau, His Royal Highness Shehu Idris, after commissioning the 1x60 MVA at Zaria substation, said the capacity has been upgraded from 140 MVA to 200 MVA to improve power distribution for Kaduna Electric.
We will then use this capacity to serve the city of Zaria, to serve Samaru, to serve Zango Aya, to serve Chuduwada, to serve Mekafi, and the other areas that are powered by this.
The Emir of Zazzau thanked the minister for commissioning the transformer, as he said,
we will appreciate the improvement. If there is no end to improvement, continue to improve it.
TCN MD, Mr. Mohammed, who was at the commissioning of the 120 MVA transformers at Kakuri substation by Fashola, said,
we are commissioning yet another 2x60 MVA additional capacity of the powerhouse that fits Kakuri, which is the heart of industries of Kaduna and environment.
Fashola, who commissioned the Kakuri transformers, described the project as successful.
We unveiled this plaque to commemorate the commissioning of the 2x60 MVA 132x33 kV transformer at the power station in Kakuri in Kaduna State. We hope that this will deliver incremental energy to the people of Kaduna State.
At the Mandop substation, where the June monthly power sector meeting was co-hosted by TCN, the minister commissioned the new 150 MVA transformer.
And we are now at the Mandop substation, and right behind me, as you can see, is the new 150 MVA transformer. So if people ask you what does change means, it means that we are expanding the transmission capacity of TCN to serve the discos across the country. Thank you very much.
Mr. Fashola has confirmed that TCN has more transformer projects to commission in delivering on incremental power targets of the federal government.
Stay put as we bring you more news in the Power Flash segment. This is where we draw the curtain. We hope to keep you updated with events in the power industry as they unfold in subsequent editions. For another episode, please keep a date with Power Wheel, same time, same station next week. Until then, you can watch our episodes via our YouTube channel and as well reach us through these other platforms showing on your screen. I am Chinwenwa Anyao. Bye for now.